This is Dr. John Tolson, and you're listening to the Disciple Making Podcast. I hope you know, as we talk about this subject of disciple making, which we've been doing for a number of weeks now, we'll go probably through about the end of May, that I'm not just talking about something to be talking about something. You live life long enough where you have to begin to focus on things that matter. And I believe in my own heart that what matters most, especially if I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, is how do we change the planet? And if you're going to change the planet, if you're going to change our country, you've got to change people. And the only person that I know that can change an individual is Jesus Christ. And so how does that happen? How do we engage in God's plan, if he has one, to do that? In Matthew 28, Jesus said, "Go therefore into all the world and make disciple makers." He actually said make disciples, but then if you begin to tear that apart and translate it, it means to make disciples, who make disciples, who make disciples, who make disciples. So, in one of our previous lessons, we said that the word Christian is only mentioned 3 times in the New Testament. The word disciple is mentioned approximately 269 times. So if you look up each one of those words and do your due diligence, through all of your findings in the top of a funnel, out of the bottom of the funnel drop 3 things that the word or term disciple means in the New Testament. So today, all I want to do is talk about one of those 3 things briefly. What does the word disciple mean, and what bearing does that have on you and me personally, and how he wants us to operate in terms of allowing him to flow through us to make a difference in the lives of other people. So first of all, a disciple is a learner. Disciple is a learner. So if you look up Matthew chapter 11, verse 28, the scripture says, and Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I'll give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me." So to be a learner means to be teachable. Someone said it this way: as long as you live, you learn, and as long as you learn, you live. So what we're asking here is not, did you learn, but are you learning? So obviously it's an ongoing process. Let me give you a thought that's critical as we talk about learning. Biblically speaking, and please note this, biblically speaking, true learning only takes place when it changes how you live. So because you've been exposed to the truth of Scripture does not mean you have necessarily learned it. If it's not changing you and me, then we haven't learned it. We've only been exposed to the truth, not transformed by the truth. So are you engaged in learning with the intent to live it, and as a result of that, God changing you? Take notes when you study the Bible. When your pastor teaches, write notes down. Someone said this, and I'll close with this today. The shortest pencil is longer than the longest memory. So, remember again, true learning, biblically speaking, only takes place when it changes how you live. You think about that. Thanks for listening to the Disciple Making Podcast. Check out our website at thetolsongroup.com and sign up for my weekly encouraging videos called Red Glasses Talks to come to your email every Monday morning. You can also find me at Dr. John Tolson on social media. I'd appreciate it if you'd leave me a review and share with a friend.